What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we have a pretty cool video where I'm going to be going over 10 MLB stars who I think are going to be traded at the trade deadline. I know I say a lot of people say this every year because a lot of players get moved, but this MLB trade deadline is going to be crazy. A lot of stars are going to be on the move, so I'm looking forward to seeing who goes where. Also, watch out for my live stream most of the day Thursday where I'll be reacting to the trades live. So let's hop into it. Starting with Geno Suarez. The Diamondbacks are struggling. They're 7 games out of a wild card, and they've been slumping lately. Almost like everyone, like they can't win right now. I hate to say it. They went from being on the verge of a playoff with 4 games out to becoming the Rockies by losing 3 in a row to 7. It's not looked good, but every single person, like 12 teams are interested in Geno. It's insane how many teams want him, but it's great as a Diamondbacks fan because you know you're going to get something for him. He's a great teammate, an awesome person. Like before games, he signs for hours up in the stands. At the plate, he rakes, solid defense. The only downside that you might not get a lot of value for him in return is the fact that he's a rental. But with that being said, he has 36 homers, 248 batting average, an OPS 893, and an OPS plus of 143. You're telling me teams don't want 36 homers and OPS at 893? He did take a pitch off the hand, but I hope Geno will come back strong. Teams that I think will be interested are the Tigers. They need a third baseman. The Cubs need a third baseman, but Matt Shaw is raking right now. The Mariners could use him. The Brewers, the Phillies. A lot of teams are going to be interested on Geno. Moving on to our second player, Marcell Ozuna. The Braves are dissolving this year. I'm sorry, Braves fans. You're 12 out of a wild card. Ozuna's a free agent in 2026, so you get a year and a half, whoever decides to trade for him. And he's not as insane as he was with the Cardinals, the Marlins, but he still puts up prolific power numbers with 14 homers, 755 OPS, and an OPS plus of 112. Teams that I think will be interested again are the Mariners, the Yankees, and the Blue Jays. All those teams need bats, especially with Judge being out for the Yankees. The Mariners are in a playoff hunt, and they need a bat. And the Blue Jays, they're on a roll right now, so they could use Ozuna. So yeah, Ozuna and Geno are our first 2 players. For our third player, Sandy Alcantara of the Marlins. The Marlins are awesome this year. With that being said, though, they have shocked some teams, and a lot of people did not expect them to be this good. They are 7 out of a wild card, so the same record as the Diamondbacks, so I can't be talking too much about them. But the Marlins, they breed pitchers like there's no tomorrow. They could for sure flip Sandy for a couple prospects, and yeah, it might work. Sandy is coming off Tommy John, and he's not pitched well, and the Marlins said they're not going to take a discount just because he's not pitching well. It's going to take a haul for him, but yeah, you can get a solid middle of the, like, a former Cy Young winner. Sandy Alcantara has the stuff. He just is coming off a major injury. He has an ERA of 6.66 and 104 innings pitched with a negative 1.5 WAR. Yeah, ERA of 6.66 and 104 innings. Not a small sample size. Isn't awesome, but I fully believe if you get Sandy out of Miami, which is the best destination to pitch in, he'll be an awesome player and have like a 2.5 ERA down the line. And he's under control until 2027, so it's not just a rental like Marcell Ozuna and Geno. You'll get Sandy for 2 seasons, a year and a half actually. But yeah, Sandy's a solid pitcher. Teams that I think will be interested are the Dodgers, the Red Sox, and the Cardinals. The Cardinals need pitchers, the Red Sox need pitchers, and the Dodgers have the pitchers. They just have way too many injuries in the rotation, so I think the Dodgers will for sure be in. For our fourth player on this list, we have Dylan Cease. He will be a rental, and he has been struggling this year. Yeah, the Padres are in a wildcard spot, but Dylan Cease has not been good. It's weird. Every other year he's good. Last year he was great. This year not good, so I hope the trend continues and next year he's good. But it's kind of hurting the Padres if they do want to sell him. Yeah, they could try and... They have been trying to package Cease with our last play on the list, which I'll keep you guys waiting for. But when we get to him, I'll mention him. But he's not that bad of a pitcher. It's just not Dylan Cease's standards. He's kind of like Zach Gallen. You expect way more, which is why you're disappointed. But in 2025, he has an ERA. He has a WAR of 0.6 with an ERA of 4.79 and 118.1 innings pitched. But even like last year, he had a WAR of 4.1 with an ERA of 3.47 and 189.1 innings pitched. Like I said, that's more of the Cease you're going to get and you should be used to. The Yankees are gonna be in on him if the Padres do decide to trade him with Garrett Cole out. The Phillies could use more pitchers. The Dodgers could use more pitchers. And it's kind of like the Diamondbacks. I don't think the Diamondbacks are gonna get Dylan Cease, but if the Padres want to get Geno Suarez, we could get Dylan Cease in return. But I don't think that's the route the Diamondbacks are gonna go with. For our fifth player in this list, we have Mitch Keller, who is under team control till 2028. So 2.5 seasons of this guy. If the Pirates trade him, he's a young, rising stud, a very, very solid pitcher. And the Pirates, let's be honest, they are going nowhere this year. They're 13 out of a wild card, and Mitch Keller is an ERA of 3.69 and 178 innings pitched. He's an all-star in the 2024 season. He's just him with Paul Skeens and Jared Jones. If they do decide to keep him, which I don't think they should, flip him for prospects or major league talent, that would be nasty. Paul Skeens, Jared Jones, and Mitch Keller. He knows how to pitch. He's figured it out well, and he's been very good the past couple of years at the major league level. He's a good 2-3 starter, and that's all you really want out of Mitch Keller. Teams that I think will be interested are the Mets. They need pitchers. The Cubs and the Dodgers. Yeah, Mitch Keller, whoever he goes to, if they do decide to trade him, will get a great pitcher. For our fifth player on this list, we have Luis Robert Jr. The White Sox are not the greatest this year, let's be honest. They're not as bad as last year, so they're improving, but they could flip Robert for major league talent and prospects. That would do wonders for this team. This team has been slumping for the past 3 years. They're not great, so flip Robert for prospects and put him on a contender. And he's not a free agent until 2028, so you get 2.5 years of Robert. And he's not been great at the plate at all this year. His defense never slumps in center field. He's awesome out there with a great arm, good speed, good jumps, good range. He's just great in center. But he's slumping at the plate, but I think that's because he's with the White Sox. No one cares on that team. If you get him out of Chicago, I think the power numbers, the OPS, everything will start going back up. He has 11 homers with an OPS of 640, with an OPS plus of 79, versus like 2023, his best year, 38 homers, 80 RBIs, an OPS of 130, with an OPS of 857. Do I think you're going to get 2023 Robert with 38 homers and 80 RBIs? No, but do I think you're going to get the 11 homers with 640 OPS? No, I think you're going to get like 32 homers with 90 RBIs and an OPS at 850 with great defense in center field. That is a very valuable player to your team. I think most teams will take that any day of the week. Teams that I think will be interested are the Mets, the Phillies, and the Padres. The Padres want a center fielder. He could fix that. The Phillies always could use more outfield help. And the Mets, they could really use Robert, and they've been linked to him in the past. For our sixth player, we have Steven Kwan. The Guardians are struggling. They're 4 out of a wild card, and Steven Kwan is a very serviceable player. People are like, he hits singles. I don't want a singles merchant, Luis Ariz. No, he's better than Ariz with more power, more speed, better arm out in the outfield, and better defense. So Kwan is a better player overall, and especially with Sagan, 4 out of a wild card with 45-ish games left is not, I don't think, make-upable, so they might as well trade him for major league talent, because you can get a haul in return for Kwan, who's an amazing player. He has 9 homers, and OPS is 762, with a batting average of 287, with an OPS plus of 111. Like I said, singles kind of guy, but he does have sneaky power with those 9 homers. When he runs into them, they go far, and he's just a great player. And he makes your team better with his defense out in the outfield. His contact, his on-base skills. Kwan is a very serviceable and ready guy in the big leagues. Teams that I think will be interested are the Blue Jays and the Dodgers. The Blue Jays are on a roll. They have one of the best records in baseball, and they could for sure use Kwan. For our 7th player on this list, we have Merrill Kelly. Like I mentioned earlier, the Diamondbacks are 7 out of a wild card, and this team isn't awesome right now. Merrill the mainstay, as we call him in Arizona, because every 5 days he's going to go out and give you 6-7 innings of 1-run baseball, 2 runs, and just at the end of the year, they're like, how did this guy not make an all-star team? He's a stud, one of the most underrated pitchers in the league. He has an ERA of 3.22 with 128.2 innings pitched with a WAR of 3.3. Like, Merrill, he's fantastic. I don't want Merrill to leave. Awesome person, awesome pitcher. Merrill, he will for sure be missed. Teams that I think will be interested are the Red Sox, the Astros, Cubs, and the Tigers. All those teams could use a guy like Merrill for a 2 or 3 starter, and that's be awesome. A 3.22 ERA out of your 2 or 3 starter is fantastic. Like, you're not going to get much better, along with the fact that he eats innings. He had 200 innings in 2023. Merrill, the mainstay, is an awesome pitcher. For our 8th player, we have Ryan Helsley, who has an ERA of 3.00, 36 innings pitched and 21 saves. He's a solid closer that for sure makes your bullpen better if you get him, and he throws 100 like every other guy in the big leagues now. And the Cardinals, I think they will be buyers, but Helsley even said 90% he's gone, 10% he stays with the Cardinals, so I think the Cardinals do flip him, but still be buyers at the same time. So I could see Rangers, the Astros, the Mets being interested. They all need bullpen arms, and Ryan Helsley would be great in all 3 of those teams' bullpens. For our second to last player, we have Ryan O'Hearn, who has a WAR of 2, an OPS at 827, and an OPS plus of 134. He made the All-Star team as a DH this year, and he's just a fantastic DH. He's so underrated, does not get enough love in Baltimore, and especially with how the Orioles season has gone, which has not been great, they could for sure flip a bat like O'Hearn and get pitching, offense, whatever they need in return. You can get a couple of Major League or just like AAA guys in return. O'Hearn, he kind of just rakes. He puts his head down. He's worked so hard for the past couple years. He just rakes. For our last player, the Mariners, the Giants, and the Brewers, I think will be interested on O'Hearn. The Brewers need offense. The Giants, their offense has slipped as of late, and the Mariners are in a wild card. They have plenty of pitching. They need bats. That's why they got Naylor, and I think that's why they have a chance on O'Hearn. For our last player on this list, I have Jarren Duran. That's the guy that I was talking about when the Padres tried to trade Dylan Cease. They tried to make a deal with San Diego for Dylan Cease. Everything fell through, but I don't think it's out of the realm that San Diego still does this. They want a center fielder. Jarren Duran would be awesome for them, and Boston would trade. I don't know. It's so tough. I don't know if Boston would trade their young phenom and Jarren Duran, who made the All-Star team last year, All-Star Game MVP. He's a great player with speed, contact, power, arm. He's jacked. Everything you want out of a player, Duran has. So I don't know if the Red Sox would be willing to do this, but they might. There's been trades on the table, and the Padres want him bad, and anything can happen on the trade deadline day. But Duran has 9 homers with an OPS of 767, with an OPS of plus of 111 and a WAR of 2.9. And I really think when you look up on Thursday at the end of the day, Duran will be a member of the Padres, but I have no insight, so that could just be my opinion. But that's it for today's video. Let me know what you think of the stars that I mentioned in today's video. And let me know if you think I've missed anyone that will be traded. And stay tuned for Thursday where I do a live stream on the MLB Trade Deadline Day and react to all my trades live right in front of you. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.